abusive bot lane, they can snowball this out of control. But that's been the question, and that's been the, you know, win or lose for Afrika. The win condition for them has just been to finish the game. They've had leads in the first two games of this series, and heading into the third one, if they can push that lead into the mid game and close it out once again, this series belongs to them.
Yeah, well, we'll see if you know, Fly can pop off on the side of Afrika and maybe get some of that priority Zoe going that we all love to see here. Or will the Orianna be successful once again? A pretty interesting draft at the end of the day, and I think we're going to, you know, see both of these sides flesh out as we do get into our final game of the night. But it looks like it's ready to go now, so let's hop on to the Rift. Here comes Pioshik looking at... Okay, well, that's not how you hop over the wall.
No.
Oh, he's going to get it, though. He's going to get the hop as well. He gets over the wall here, and now Dread might just die. He has to flash away. And Nimbus Cloak might just save his life. But nope, you're up against a Kindred, and he gives the stack with the kill. Against Keen, that's really all you could ask against a player like that.
Yeah.
And so, you know, kind of keeping things even for now. As, okay, we're going to get the big play with the cask, but little does he know that Dread is here just waiting to throw out that collateral damage. Not going to do so.
Very...
push him out of the lane.
Yeah, very much, I think, just a little bit too low on the damage to actually secure the kill, but they are looking for these plates here right before the 14-minute mark.
Guys, the Kindred is insanely fast. You got to be careful. As down goes the Lamb's Respite, though. As that was a little bit too early. Still going to go down as Solka coming in, and now there's that play you were looking for from the side of Becca. They're trying to do some damage here to Keen, and they will eventually take him out as Fly not going to land his abilities there right at the end, and so Solka will be just fine. A very tumultuous trade up in the top side, but meanwhile, lots of value here for Afrika in the bottom.
It feels like Afrika get the better end of this trade. They're going to get this bot lane for sure, and actually Bao needs to be very careful as soon as it goes down. They are able to get the turret plates right before those fall off at the 14-minute mark in the top lane as well with that Rift Herald.
Compared to, you know, just all-out burst damage and mobility, so I'm glad you pointed out.
Yeah, going into the serrated Dirk afterwards as well is almost a hard engage here. Looks like potentially onto Solka.
Looks like we're having a little bit of a K-Ram here as we have the, the Cloud Drake coming in. Looks like both teams really want to get in here, but Fly actually in an awkward spot there, forced to flash away King, and that was a little bit interesting as Keen has the massive flank coming in here from behind. Can he get any support? He's going to have a lot of health, at least. A nice cask forces the flash away, and Becca's going to get sniped on the top side of the map as he was kind of left all by his...
Fly is going to get out of here, it looks like.
Oh, they're diving. They're looking for this. They get the slow. They're trying to pull out that damage that Solka just barely is going to survive as the last shot comes in here from Pioshik.
It's going to put them just one step closer to the soul. Not going to get the root, but look for the charm.
Whoa, that is really big. They're going to get that kill onto Lahens immediately. We still have Lamb's Respite here, so they can just fight front to back. A huge engage from Becca making the big play this time around. Keen is unbelievably tanky. Nice follow-up from King, and then finally we have the Kaisa entering the fight, doing that damage in the backline. Going to be able to take down everybody. Fly does get the kill eventually onto Pioshik, but that is it. That is the only thing that Afrika get in this fight, and DRX take a big one and move towards the back.
You and I talked about it off broadcast, you know. I said, I wonder why we just don't see Seraphine as much, because it seems really impressive, seems like a great support, great team fighting, as well as their inhibitor turrets here, which really could have been a huge way for DRX to push this lead forward.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, they still have the Baron buff. They're pushing pretty hard into the mid.
They're not giving it up, yeah. They're just going to keep pushing.
You know, yeah, it's not a very strong push, as their siege is okay with the Orianna, mainly, and I suppose the Kindred. But other than that, you got a couple of beefy boys that are melee, and the Kaisa is pretty low range, so they're more so of a hard engage comp, if you will, getting the Kaisa into the backline. And speaking of which, we do have the cask coming out here, but not amounting to a fight. They're just going to take down the turret and maneuver over to the mid lane here. They want to use the last seconds, literally, of their Baron buff to try to get any kind of value from this push.
And it's late game Aatrox. Sometimes, you know, he could do massive damage.
Of us right now. lots of plants. I suppose the gardening has been going well. Keen just wanders into the jungle by himself, or was it just an elaborate bait all along? This Aatrox incredibly tanky and has so much sustain.
And this is what I was talking about, you know, I mean, you wonder, what's the follow-up for the Charm? Maybe the Charm is the follow-up.
Let's just go ahead and take a look at how quickly this Baron goes down. It's half health in one sentence.
Yep.
There's about 5 seconds worth of damage.
Kingen!
Kingen finds a really nice engage. Oh, but the cask was a little bit too far ahead of the Aatrox. And so he's not able to boop that into his team.
This is getting to
we have
be
this wave coming in, and thank you very much.
All DRX have to do is use this Kindred range and siege these inhibitors and never take a fight on Afrika's terms, and then eventually the map belongs to them.
Oh.
This is the last risky place they'll be.
Oh, they get the Charm on the Kindred! Can they burn him down? No, they can't quite get the kill. And they're going to look to turn this one around. Becca in the front line just gets burst to smithereens. I'm not sure about that play. Going full-on Rambo mode into the back line, and now everybody on the side of DRX is just on the run. Remember Solka, we were talking about him, he's super fed. He's going to have some free damage here on the escape. King free damage here on the with some fancy feet there. Going to be able to get out of this one. So at the end of the team right there, ready to support him. As Keen, once again, you know, looking for those plays.
He's caught!
Really nice cask, and can they actually burst him down? They're going to get the Guardian Angel out of him immediately. Before this fight even begins, there's the body slam, and there goes down Keen.
There's no way to fight
massive
anymore.
pick-off here for DRX.
There's no way for Afrika Freaks to fight this anymore. There's just no way. Bao is extremely confident.
As you mentioned, no Baron, but they have so much range and potential with this Kindred, just using King in the front line. A massive shockwave. They're going to get the kill on the enemy jungler, and now they have their sights set on this Nexus.
They want to stick the landing here. Curtain calls out temporarily. Kingen.
He does it again, a really nice engage here once again, and now Bao looking for the kill onto Bang. Not going to get it, but they get the rest of it, and it looks like DRX have actually done it here in 3 games, down to 39 minutes in the last one. They finally take down that Nexus, and a pretty huge performance.
Very impressive showcasing, I think, of what happens with this rookie talent in the late game in high-pressure situations. They held it together. To see a completely reworked and retooled DRX roster where they lost all their top players but Pioshik come together this early on in a season, and sure, it's Afrika, it's their opponent. Let's not sugarcoat this too much. But to come together...